Happy Sunday, beautiful yogis. It is a beautiful sunny day outside, and this is my last recording for you. Next week we will be starting outdoor yoga. Stay tuned for an email or an update on Facebook about that. It's looking like it will be for the month of June. It will be on Thursday afternoons at our dear yogi friend Lois's house. We're thinking 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And then for July and August, I had a couple of other volunteers, thankfully, for hosting for those weeks. And we all know how fickle the weather is in Minnesota. So we will hope that we get together at least a few times outside this summer. I was tempted to just copy and rename one of my oldest recordings that I've done for you guys and see if anyone noticed. But because I'm nice, I didn't do that. But I kind of thought for a moment that would be a funny little joke for you guys. But anyway, I know that we are coming into this week with a lot of emotion, a lot of pain and hurt and confusion and all sorts of emotions. And just know that when we come to our mat, we can give ourselves permission to let go of that while we practice. Because when we open our hearts and open our bodies in yoga, we are able to process those emotions a little bit better. There is a lot of freedom in opening our hearts to the pain that we're feeling, and also a lot of deep wisdom that's waiting there for us. And so while I sit in the muck of my thinking mind, I am unable to find a place that feels comfortable. And that is because I have to go deeper than that. And so my hope for you is that through yoga and meditation and your breathing practices, you are also able to go deeper than that, to go past the thinking mind, which cannot fathom answers, just to our deeper knowing and deeper awareness, and rest there and wait for answers to come. And so our practice today will be just like many others that we do. We will move our bodies in a way that helps open our hearts and our minds and our bodies to what is. So let's start seated. And we will bring hands palms down to rest on our legs. And close your eyes. Just feel your body here, right now, in this space and time. Notice your breath. Notice where your breath is in your body, and just let it be right where it is. And as you inhale, silently repeat. Breathe in ease. And as you exhale, Breathe out calm. And notice now if your breath has started to lengthen. And if it hasn't, work towards that. So longer inhales, longer exhales. Breathe in ease. And breathe out calm. And now let go of that mantra and bring your hands together at heart center, pressing the palms and the fingers together and bowing your head to your deepest wisdom within, to the teacher and the student within each one of us as we start our practice together today. And releasing hands, let's come to tabletop. And once you get to tabletop, start to move in a way that feels good for you. So whatever that looks like today. And just matching each movement with the breath. And now, everyone meeting up on the knees. And as you come up on the knees, arms down by your sides, take a big breath in and sweep your fingertips up to the sky. Let the fingers touch overhead. Exhale, slide hands to heart. Inhale, reach towards the sky, lift your gaze. Exhale, hands to heart. And one more. And now taking the hands in front of you with the fingers glued together and the palms of the hands facing away from you. It's like you have mist in front of you. And it's like you are taking your hands in a circular motion and you're letting that mist go. And the movement is right in front of your heart center. And it's as if you are drawing out of your heart center any hate, any dislikes, any negativity, and you are watching it as it drifts away from your heart. Keeping that breath long and steady. And now pause with the arms down by your sides. Take a deep breath in, exhale through your mouth as if you've let go of all of that. And now with the palms facing towards you, fingers glued together back in front of your heart center, It's as if you're scooping up mist in front of you in a circular motion that you are drawing into your heart. And what you are drawing into your heart is self-love, positivity, hope, pure thoughts, and space. Keep breathing long and deep breaths. And now arms down by your sides. Take one more really big inhale as if you are filling up your whole heart. And exhale through your mouth. And now bringing your fingertips to the mat, flip your toes, lift your knees, and then lift the hips up and come into a very bent knee forward fold. Let the head and the arms be heavy. Gently move here. Whatever feels good. Let your exhales be through your mouth, letting all that breath out. And now inhale to a halfway lift, pressing into the shins. Nice straight back, straight legs. And exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, bring your hands to your thighs as you start to drop the tailbone down. Shift your gaze in front of you. Keep the weight in your heels now as you slowly lift up to stand. Inhale, open the arms nice and wide. Exhale, cross the right elbow over the left arm. Bend the elbows, wind the arms for eagle arms. Fingertips towards the sky as you press the elbows together. And feel the stretch between the shoulder blades. Inhale, the fingertips to the sky. Exhale, round the upper back and draw the elbows towards your navel. Chin to chest, shake your head no. Inhale, lift up, lift the fingers to the sky, lift the gaze to the sky. Exhale, bring the elbows down slightly so you can unwind the arms. Bring the arms open wide. Exhale, hinge in your hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, bend the knees, drop the tailbone down, hands to your thighs. Slowly press into the thighs as you lift up to stand. Bring the arms out to the side, and now bringing the left arm to cross over the right in front of you. Bend elbows, wind the hands, eagle arms. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, round the upper back, draw the elbows towards your navel, chin to chest. Inhale, lifting back up, lifting the fingers, lifting the gaze. Exhale, arms down slightly as you unwind. Open the arms to the side. Exhale, hinge in the hips to fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step the right foot back and drop the knee. Left foot back, drop the knee, come to a knees down plank. Big breath in as you keep your gaze down between your thumbs. Exhale, elbows come towards the hip bones, lower to the mat in one straight line. Plant the hands under the shoulders with the fingers spread really wide. Squeeze elbows in, shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift up to cobra. Keep lifting the hips. Come through tabletop, flip the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take the left leg towards the sky. Come up on the tippy toes of that right foot. Try to bend that left knee and open the hip to the sky. Shift your gaze under your left armpit. Inhale, square the hips to the mat. Straighten that left leg out again. And then swing that left foot forward between the hands. Help that foot forward if you need to. Come into a warrior two stance. take the left elbow to the thigh. Take the right hand in front of you and then open it towards the sky. Open your heart, your chest, your gaze to the right. Easy breath. On an exhale, bring that right arm back in front of you. And then lifting that back heel, fingers to the mat, pivot on the ball of that back foot so you can come to a low lunge with that back knee down, top of that foot is down. And now come into a hamstring stretch. Walk the hands back towards you. Left leg straight in front of you with the foot flexed. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walk yourself forward again to that knee down, low lunge. Let's take the fingers to the sky this time. Exhale, hands to the mat. Sweep that left foot back. Flip your toes. Find your downward facing dog. Take the right leg all the way up to the sky. Bending that knee and opening that hip towards the sky. Shift your gaze under your right armpit. Keep pressing back in the hips, back in that left heel. Nice and open on the right hip. Inhale, straighten the legs, square the hips, and swing that foot all the way through, all the way to the top of the mat. Planting that foot, dropping that back heel for a warrior two stance. Bring the right elbow to the thigh. And now bring that left hand. You're just going to arc it open towards the sky. Bring it in front of you first, and then sweep it up towards the sky. Feel your heart, your chest, your gaze, all opening to the left. That right elbow planted, but not too much weight there. Really engage your belly and your inner thighs to hold you here. Keep lifting those fingertips to the sky. One more big breath. And then on the exhale, swing that arm in front of you again as you start to turn your torso back towards the mat. And then bring the fingertips to the mat. Lift the back heel, pivot on the foot, drop the back knee, drop the back top of the foot. And then walk your hands back for hamstring stretch on the right leg. Folding over that leg now as you exhale. Inhale, come forward to that knee down, low lunge, and bring your fingertips up towards the sky. On an exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat. Take that right foot back. Let's bring the big toes together and the knees open wide. Sink back to child's pose with your arms fully extended in front of you. As you inhale, lift the back up slightly. As you exhale, sink down. Inhale, lift the body slightly. Exhale, sink down. Inhale and lift up. Bring yourself back to a tabletop with your wrists right under your shoulders and your knees right under your hips. Inhale, bring the right leg back and up as you move into cow. Exhale, round the back. Draw the nose to navel. Really draw the belly in and curl into cat. Inhale, float open. Exhale and round. And now hip circles with that right leg. One of my favorites. And you're going nice and slow, both directions a few times. Just really smooth, easy circles. Gently lower that knee. And now coming into left leg back behind you as you move into cow. Exhale, tuck the tailbone round the back, nose to knee, draw the navel into cat. Inhale, float open. Exhale and round. hip circles with that left leg, keeping the foot flexed, both directions. And lower that knee down, flip the toes, walk your fingertips back towards your knees so you can lift the hips up and come into a forward fold. And then we're going to ragdoll up to stand nice and slow. Once you get to stand, let's take the shoulders up, back, and down. And now balancing the weight on the right foot, let's tuck the left foot behind the right. Tucking the left foot behind the right. Take a big breath in as you sweep the fingers towards the sky. Let the fingers touch, but keep your gaze down. Exhale, arms float open, swan dive to forward fold with the legs crossed, just like this. Try to keep them straight if you can. And now with the fingertips close to the feet, you can move a little here. See how it feels to walk the fingers to the left, walk them through center and to the right. Walking back to center. And now let's uncross that foot, plant the feet with the soles, the inner edges of the big toes touching a little space in the heels. Start to bend the knees and drop the tailbone down. Look in front of you, bring your hands to your thighs, and now come into a low chair, weight in the heels. Really squeeze the inner thighs together, really draw the belly button in. Start to get more upright in your chest and your torso. Bring your hands to heart. You should be able to lift or wiggle your toes here. And now very slowly come all the way up to stand. Let's tuck the right foot behind the left. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Really get long in your spine, shoulders shrugging up as the fingers touch overhead, but keep your gaze down now as you exhale, swan dive to forward fold with that foot crossed behind. Keep the legs straight if you can. Fingertips right underneath you, so nice and close to the feet. And now walking the fingers to the right of the feet. Inhale, walk them back. And then exhale, walk them to the left. Inhale, walk the hands back right underneath you. And now bend the knees a little so you can uncross that right foot. Plant the hands, knees are bent, step the left foot back, step the right foot back, and come into plank or a knees down plank. If you're in full plank, make sure you're pressing back through the heels. Everyone's fingers spread wide, gaze down between the thumbs, lifting towards the sky with the back of your neck. Really strong belly. Maybe if you're in your full plank, you can lift the right leg. And then you can lift the left leg. Down. Drop the knees, tops of the feet down. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale forward to knees down plank. Exhale lower to the mat. Plant the hands under the shoulders. Inhale, lift to cobra. Keep lifting the hips up through tabletop. Flip the toes, downward facing dog. Walking the feet all the way to the top of the mat now, and then turning to the left side of the mat. Walking the feet nice and wide, big toes lined up left to right. Let's walk the fingers towards the right foot and then sink down in that hip. Bring those left toes up so you're just on that left heel as you sink down in the right hip. Inhale, lift yourself back up, walk the fingers to the left, bending the left knee now, coming on the right heel. Inhale, lifting up, coming back to hands right under the head, soles of the feet planted, toes turned to that left side of the mat. And now come into a full fold here. So letting the whole head, arms be heavy. You can cross opposite elbows. Slowly shake the head, yes and no. Inhale, lift up slightly with the gaze and the hands, and now walk the hands in front of you and out. So your hands are extended, arms extended in front of you. Tiptoe the fingers away, plant the palms and turn the fingers out just a little bit. And now keeping the arms nice and straight like that. Try to sink back in the hips and then relax between the shoulder blades so you can let your heart sink down towards the mat and your head sink down towards the mat. It's like puppy in the upper back, shoulders, and neck. Inhale, lift up, and very slowly walk the hands back so they're right underneath your head. Let's shift the weight to the hands and the balls of the feet so you can lift the heels and turn them in slightly. And now bend the knees. Bring the right hand to the thigh, bring the left hand to the thigh. The fingers are in on the inner thighs and the thumbs are on the outer thighs. Tailbone is down, you're pretty lifted up. On an exhale, dip that right shoulder down towards the mat and shift your gaze to the right. You should feel the stretch on the right inner thigh through the right side body. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, dip the left shoulders down, just gently pressing away on that left inner thigh. Shifting the gaze to the left. And then one more time each side, inhaling as you lift, exhaling as you sink down. And now lifting up, and this time heel toe the feet together. And let's bring them so they're right underneath the hips. Bringing your left hand to heart center, right hand stacked on top. And remembering our work at the beginning of our practice. As we let go of negativity, as we let go of hatred and dislikes, and then when we drew in all of the good qualities, love and patience, spaciousness, knowing that these qualities will help us move through whatever challenges we face. And bringing the arms down by your sides. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Bend the knees. And let's step that right foot back so we come to a high lunge. So the back heel is lifted, but we're pressing back in that heel. Front knee is not past the ankle. Really try to sink down in the hips. And then let's bring left hand to the thigh. Right hand to that front thigh. And start to lift yourself up a little bit. Start to straighten that left leg if you need to, but keep pressing back through the right heel as you sink your hips down. And now let's bring arms to cactus arms. See if you can really bring the shoulder blades towards each other. And now engage your belly and see if you can move your focal point up in front of you a little higher. Keep your tongue relaxed. And just really feel yourself opening through your heart and your chest. If it's too much work in the left leg, straighten that leg a little bit, but keep pressing back through the right heel. And now one more breath. Sweep the hands to the mat, plant the hands, take that left leg back and up towards the sky, bending that knee again, opening in that hip as you shift the gaze under the left armpit. And then straighten the legs, square off the hips, Slowly lower that leg down, nice and slow. Float yourself forward to a plank or knees down plank. And then everyone dropping the knees, elbows back towards your hip bones as you lower to the mat. Planting the hands under the shoulders. Inhale, lift to cobra. Exhale, lift the hips, flip the toes, downward facing dog. And then walking your feet to the top of the mat. And let's have the feet planted right under the hips. Left fingertips under the head. Bend the left knee. Reach the right arm to the sky. Exhale, lower that hand. Bend the right knee. Straighten the left leg. And now the left arm towards the sky. You should feel this on the left leg. Bending that left knee. Lower that left hand. Plant the hands, and this time let's step the left leg back to that nice lunge. Pressing back in that left heel, bending the right knee, sinking the hips down. Front knee not past the ankle. Bring that right hand to the front thigh, left hand stacked on top. Press into that thigh if you need to lift up a little bit. If you need to straighten that right leg a little bit. Keep pressing back through the back heel. Arms come up to cactus arms. Really bring the shoulder blades together. Draw the belly button in and see if you can lift the gaze a little bit. Steady breath. On an exhale, sweeping hands to the mat, taking that right leg back and up to the sky, bending the knee and opening in that hip again, shifting the gaze now under the right armpit. Straighten that leg, square the hips, and slowly lower that leg down, coming right back into your plank or knees down plank. Staying with the breath. Knees down, tops of the feet down, lower down to the mat. Bring the arms down by your sides. And now lifting the chest, bringing the shoulder blades together. Lift the arms, gaze is just slightly in front of you. Lift the legs. Really try to engage your belly here in your reverse boat. Keep your tongue relaxed. Exhale, lower the legs, bending elbows, plant the hands under the shoulders, and now coming up to your cobra or your upward facing dog. Remembering in your upward facing dog, the knees are lifted. Not walking through that right now. But if you know where you're going, you're in your upward facing dog. Flip the toes, lift the knees if you're down, and then come into downward facing dog. Gently walking the feet all the way up to the top of the mat. And now we'll ragdoll all the way up to stand, nice and slow and steady. And pause for a moment to consider what balance you'd like to work on today. You get to choose. Here are some choices. If you are not able to think of one, tree, dancer, warrior 3, extended big toe, standing figure 4. Okay, 5 options there for you. And so decide what you'd like to practice. And let's balance on the left leg first. Remembering to keep that leg, the standing leg, as straight as possible with the hip stacked right on top of the leg. We're not letting that hip extend off to the side. You find your focal point. Gently make your way in. Fall out as gracefully as possible, and then slowly make your way in again. Find your focal point and just stay with that point through every movement, every transition in and out. Smile. Slowly making your way out of your balance and then shaking out that standing leg. And now coming in on the opposite side, just taking your time, keeping length in the spine, straightness in the right leg and hip. Feel the breath right at your nostrils. And slowly making your way out of your balance. And let's shake out the standing leg. And then walk your feet wide on the mat. Big toes lined up. Left arm down by your side. Reaching that right arm up overhead. As you exhale, engage your belly and lean to the left. Try to keep weight in that right foot as you lean to the left. Inhale, windmill the arms, right down, left up and over. And then one more time each side. And then letting the arms open wide as you hinge in your hips and come into a forward fold. Let's bend the knees and let the toes turn out so that you can fold between the legs. So the whole belly, chest, arms, head are between the legs, knees a little bent. And maybe you sway the hips or shake the head no, nice and slow. And then planting the hands so you can balance on your heels and turn the toes back towards the top of the mat. Let's heel toe the feet together and then plant the hands. Step the right foot back, drop the knee. Left foot back, drop the knee. Find your way into child's pose. Inhale, slowly lift up to tabletop. Sweep your feet to one side. Come to seated and lower down onto your back. Once you get to your back, drawing knees into your chest and rocking on your lower back. And then releasing that left leg to extend it straight out on the mat with the toes pointed. Clasp hands around that right knee and bring it in towards that right armpit. Inhale, release and switch legs. Left knee into the armpit, right leg fully extended, pointing the toes. And then releasing, drawing both knees in. Let's come into a supine figure 4, crossing right ankle over the left thigh, keeping both feet flexed. Clasp hands behind that left thigh as you draw that leg in, maybe rocking on your lower back. Gently release, uncross, same thing on the other side. And releasing, let's come into bound angle. So bringing the soles of the feet down to the mat and knees deeply bent. And now just let the knees fall open and the soles of the feet touch. Outer edges of the feet are on the mat. Drawing knees together. And then with the knees still deeply bent, just walk the feet really wide on the mat. So edges of the feet, find the edges of the mat. Arms, cactus arms. And let's wiper the legs to the right. Lift the head, shift your gaze to the left. Steady breath. Inhale, bringing gaze and knees back towards the sky. Wiper to the left, gaze to the right. Inhale, knees and gaze back towards the sky, extending legs straight out on the mat and the arms up overhead to rest on the floor above you. And then coming into a full body stretch, just reaching and reaching with fingertips and tippy toes, getting as long as you can. Big breath in, hold the breath, hold the engagement. Exhale through the mouth, arms float down by your sides, making your way into a comfortable Shavasana. Just allowing your whole body to rest here and absorb all the benefits of your practice. to deepen your inhales. Gently moving fingers and toes. Drawing knees to your chest, rolling to your right side, and pausing in fetal position. Rising up to seated and bringing our hands to our knees, palms facing up. And remembering the work that we have done in our practice today to release all negativity. And to draw in all positivity. Healing in the world can only happen when we heal within. We are the starting point. Allow compassion and love for the being you are in this very moment. And now drawing hands to heart in Anjali Mudra, letting your thumbs touch your breastbone. Open your eyes, bow your head. Allow compassion and love for this being you see with your eyes, and holding yourself close to heart. I miss you. I love you. All is well, yogis. All will be well. Namaste. Be good to yourselves. Give yourself permission to find peace. And within that spacious peace, there will be answers. Until the next time I see you on our mats. Bye-bye.